Alright, so hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'm going to be doing the animation portion of this illustration. Hopefully I can remember how to set up templates, because I'm gonna actually need to use templates this time, because otherwise I'm gonna lose my mind to the sheer number of different things I'm gonna have, or different little motions I'm going to have. And right, that's a problem. So the number one problem, if anyone wants to do animations in Live2D, is that you can't make photos directly inside Live2D. So we're gonna make a folder here, and I'm just gonna hope that I remember. Well, I'm gonna have to keep the folder open in Windows so that I can constantly put new templates inside there, because I'm pretty sure I can't actually move them, right? I can't actually say, hey, put a template in here, right? I totally can't, right? Yeah, I can't move them. Okay, well, glorious. Alright, well, either way, so how does this work? Does I just click it? Okay, it clicks it open, it's good. Alright, well, that's a thing. Can I make a folder inside a folder? I should probably check this first. If I put a folder inside here and click, if they say it's all Gura's movements, does it now have, okay, it's a folder inside here. Can I then put a template inside there? Let me just throw, what is currently got parameters? What are, something currently has parameters. Can I, and you can't open everything very quickly. Can I open it from here? Is that not a thing, right? It's not actually connected, right? If I open it here and save it, it's not going to open all of them in the animator, right? No, it does not. Alright, let me just find where these... Oh, here we go. Alright, I tried to make these things wiggle a little bit. So for the most part, there's no real plan to include any turning, but if I need to include any turning, that's going to basically increase the number of well, not the parameters, but just the amount of work I gotta do by probably another 4 hours at least, just to get the head turning. Okay, so going to just turn that on for a moment, turn that off for a moment. Let's just say we want to go from eye closed, and we want to, how many frames is this? 50 frames? Yep. Let's say over the span of 10 frames, we want to go like that. And then go like... I look at that now and I don't like it. Alright. Let me just make an adjustment to that. Basically, all I actually want is that when this happens. Let's make a snapshot here to go like that. I just want this to maintain the width. The complete width here while curling in. We'll just do that. And well, we'll try and do something about the whole thing kind of bending inwards, but oh no, that's fine, actually. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll just change it to that, so that it's not shrinking in on itself so much. So let's just say that this starts at 0. Let's just say this still at 0, and then it goes up to like maybe another 5-ish frames, and then we'll do this. So I don't actually have a breathing motion, but in theory, with the way I've done the torso motion, if I do like a tiny little bit of body bounce, it should basically look like breathing. So basically gonna rely on that for part of that. Okay, I think I'm just gonna set this portion up to, and we'll call this Gura alt I. Starting motion, let's call it. Where does that go exactly? So I need to put it into here. Then I need to put it into here. And then if I refresh that, you know, now be here into here. Okay, well that's really annoying. Let me just stop this as well. This is just not gonna drive me insane, hopefully. Okay, I should probably not bother with these parts right now. Should really deal with the more idle based motions. Okay, so we're gonna make a fox breathing motion, well, a fake breathing motion, which should be somewhat feasible if we just say, let's say that the body, okay, so when the body is bouncing upwards, it only goes vertically, while when I do the bounce backwards or down, it actually leans or pulls the body away from the camera. So what I'm thinking here is that we're gonna set the neutral to something like 2, and then over the span of, let's say, 20 seconds, we're gonna just very mildly bring this between these. Is that where it was? From 2 to 4. So basically, she'll just go up, she'll come down very quickly. We're going to span this over a longer period of time. Let's say this takes a full 2 is 2 frames, right? I'm not crazy here. This is what? Yeah, wait. Huh? Oh, right. Because it's wait, no. Is that right? 30. Because 30 frames is 1 second. 60 frames. It's 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay. And I think if we just bring this so that there's more of a mountain here. Don't go over on the 2 sides, please. That should give like a very mild kind of breathing motion. And because we have the leeway from not starting at 0, we can actually go like this to bring the motion in. So that will go, this should be able to loop on itself from there. And can I just go, don't do that. Let's go from here. Let's just say that this is going to be our breathing loop. Can I rename this? Is that a thing I can do? Of course I can't. Alright, no, we're just going to call this a breathing basic. Ideally, what we want to do is include a whole bunch of motions from all of the idle bouncing motions included on top of Gura, which is basically all of our hair parts and clothing parts. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. Let's get focused. If the breathing gets in the way with the way I've done it, then we'll shift it into its own parameter. But realistically, if anything else is moving while we're not in an idle position, it should not affect the breathing, because we basically don't want to have the breathing motion when another animation is happening, in theory. So when this is happening, let's just say we want everything to happen in this 2-second loop. Let's just zoom over a little bit here. So we do want like a very mild motion to be happening here. Who is this? This is... Okay, this is out, this is in. Okay, so when she pulls up, we want to just say pull this in a little bit. Actually, wait, no, we want to do it like this. We want to pull it in like here. We want to get you out of here. And then as she breathes outwards, we want to just flop this a tiny little bit this way. Like a very small motion. And then we want to bring it largely back to neutral. Let's just... There... Okay, we're just going to drop this down to 2 seconds so I can work on this a bit easier. So then I can see it looping around the place instead. Because this basically gives us a motion like this, where the motion's too big. The motion going positive is much larger than the one going negative. And honestly, this shouldn't move very much. This is a heavy object, so we'll just let that do that for a bit. Do I need to increase it from 2 seconds? That's the other question. 2 seconds is actually quite quick. Wait, what? This is saying... No, this isn't saying it's 60 frames per second. This is saying that this is 60 frames. Okay, good. Okay, so we'll kind of do the same thing on the cord. And I think we'll do it onto the tie as well. So these things are generally a little bit looser, so it could, in theory, be a little bit more aggressive with this. Where? I can't bring this out here right now, can I? Let me just stick this. Wait. Bring this out one just so that I can go 0. Let me just insert and insert. Let's just say this goes like this, and then this goes like this. Don't want it to be too big on the tie, because honestly the tie is underneath and it shouldn't be moving that much. Okay, yeah, the tie needs to go down quite a lot. I think this only goes down to like 1. This one goes up to like 2, maybe. Actually, no, we want this to be bigger than the other side. Wait. Oh. Up 1, down 1. And then here we also want to go probably down to 1, then 1 to 2. Yeah, let's try 1 to 2. Just see how that feels. That's too big. Okay, I would just go bring it down to 1, 1 here, I think. just have a motion occurring. Okay, let's see. Is that too aggressive on here? That's way too aggressive. Also, it needs to ease into each other as well. We also need to just bring this back a frame. Make it loop. Okay, this is way too much. Let's go... Bring this down. It's still way too aggressive. Why am I getting so much lag? Alright, let me just see what the heck is lagging me out. Alright, who's using up the resources today? Let me just close all of that crap. Does that help? Okay, I'm just gonna throttle Opera. Let's see. Network limiter, no. RAM limiter, yes. Turn that on. It's not even using that much. It's like below the limit I've given it. Why is OBS using so much compared to usual? So can I set this to show me a percentage rather than percent? It's not using that much. It's just OBS is using a ton. Why is OBS using so much? Alright, I don't know why OBS is using that much. I'm just gonna turn one of you off. Let's turn plan off. Does that help? Does that lower my usage a little bit? It does not. Because it's technically still running in the back, isn't it? Is that why it's complaining? Can I just tell it to turn off without removing it completely? Is that a thing I can do? No? Okay, it doesn't change anything. I'm just gonna leave it on. I'm just gonna pull this more this way. So I kind of supposed to have a larger mountain on the top of the curb instead. Or larger hill, I think it's called. I think I need to do that on the... Let's just do that here and do that here as well. So basically right now what's happening is that it will kind of swing into the motion, and it'll like ease into swing to the next motion is where I currently have it. This is too much, I think. How about we just don't include... Because technically the tie balance 2, I think, is actually the thing that's too much right now. Let's just remove this completely, actually, and see how that feels. Actually, you know what? You could just stay at 0, 0. That's actually fine, too. If I only include... Yeah, I think it's better if I only include the one, and I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to not... let me go... Say we bring this down to like -0.5 instead. Just make it a smaller motion. It's bouncing too much. I think actually this wasn't a problem. This is a problem because my out is a lot bigger than my in. It's 5. We only need a very gentle motion. I think I'm still gonna have to stretch this out a bit longer. Actually, let me just take a look at Google. If I say average duration of one human breath, I'm just kind of curious. 1 to 1.5 seconds breathing out is, oh no, inhalation is 1 to 1.5 seconds, breathing out, exhalation is 1.5 to 2 seconds. So technically a breathing cycle should go for 4 seconds, essentially. About 4 seconds. Especially if we want the motions to really smooth out. I think that's actually kind of reasonable. Let's bring this out to... What? Why did it pull? Why did it move instead of pull? What the heck? Alright, well, either way, let's grab this. We're just gonna jam you back into the start. So this is my first frame. We're gonna go into here. Just gonna grab... Wait. Gonna grab all of you. I'm just gonna stretch you out to the full duration so that you're 1 frame over the duration, so you loop. And so this should be a more gentle bit of breathing then. Okay. Then I do want a little bit of motion with this. I just looked at this again and was like, oh shit, I have a lot of parameters. Was I using this? I'm not using this. So I think what I want is that we're going to go insert and insert. We're going to kind of do the same thing where we just want a very mild motion. I think for this, we're actually going to bring it back a bit. And then we're going to bring it out just like a tad. What's that do? What? What? Why? What? No, wait, what? Stop, stop. Oh, why is that inserted into the... Oh my god. You. Out. You. At 0, please. And then you. Go into a frame just outside. I would actually kind of like it if this was a little bit bigger. Can I increase just the visual size of this? Because this is bloody tiny. Spacing of each keyframe. Grid. What does grid do? Every... No, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's a giant game will do my eyes work. Okay, do we want like a tiniest little bit of motion added to the hands during the idle motion? Or do I want to have that separate completely? Actually, I probably want to have that completely separate. I think it's reasonable to say the arm motion and the idle animation is one thing, but I think the breathing, general breathing motion should be its own part. Do I want... Do I do the hair as part of this? Hello there, how you doing? We want to include the hair portion into this. Let's just go insert frame here, insert frame here. We're just gonna work with the same setup for now, where we're going up to about here. Just a bit of arbitrary motion for now. We want the motion to still be relatively small, because this isn't a big motion. So let's just say we're going 3. Do I actually need to pull this in? Hold up. This is out. This is in. This is towards the root, and this is away from the roots. So let's say we pull in and towards, wait, no. Yeah, towards the roots. Pull in a little bit and then towards the roots. And then on, where's my second set of frames? Anyways, welcome to the stream. Currently setting up a bunch of things for templates. Right now it's a basic breathing loop that will need to be repeatable. Or let me just see what this is looking like. That's a little aggressive. Okay, so if the pools are definitely too big. Okay, so it's not the inner pool that's going too hard. The inner pool is going way too hard, okay. We're gonna drop both of you to 1. Let's just say that for now. Alright, how's this feel? Right now it's not looping cleanly, but that's something that can wait. I think I need to desync this a little bit, but otherwise... Do I need to give this a mountain as well? Wait, did I give the arms the correct treatment? Where's the arms? I did I? Oh, let's just tell you to go like that. We're gonna tell you to go like that. Oh, let's just ease this in a little bit more. Go that a little bit. Sure. Should probably like move myself a little bit. Hold up, so I'm not occasionally blocking part of this. Where am I? Which one am I? This? I don't know why. Oh no, wait. I just have a full screen capture. That's right. Well, never mind. That's not really worth. Alright, let us include a whole bunch of these motions onto these parts. Let's actually go a little bit more aggressive with this part here. I think the pull in and out needs to be a lot weaker, but apart from that, I think it's actually fine. Once again, this current portion is actually the very mild portion of the idle motion, so the values aren't big, and we don't want the values to be big. That doesn't look right. Does the mountain need to peak right at the top? Or do I need to bring it in? I think I need to bring it in by quite a bit. So I think what I need to do is I need to bring this in, like... Because she reaches the peak, like, right in the middle. So she'll reach the peak at... How many frames do I have? 120 frames. So she'll reach the peak at 60 frames, which is here. So I'll probably bring this in the... I'll not just swivel this sideways. Is that really a thing I can't do? Alright, fine. Go from here. We just swivel this so that... we're 60 frames. 60 frames is right here. So let's just say we're bringing this in like to about here. So it happens a little bit earlier. It happens too early, doesn't it? Because I don't really have a big bump when she starts moving down against the body. I have a big mountain here for how that's working. So, effectively... It's happening too early, actually. Hold on. 新人ではないけど、まあ、デビューはやってない。今、VTuber やってる4年ぐらいOkay. Let's go. Bring this out instead. So I need the... Whoop. So we have the peak. As she starts coming down, we want this motion to happen. Is that too early? Was that too big? I want to ease that in. So she's coming down, and then we want this motion to occur. So do we want to go? Oh, come on. Give me... Okay. Okay, I think I'm just going to try and reduce these instead. Let's go -1, -1, and I'm going to bring these down to like 2. See if that helps. Bring it down to 1. Let's bring you down to 1. Okay, I think it's actually the bobbing motion that's too big. I think the pull could actually be bigger. Try increasing the pull. So... Oh. Let's just try that for now. Okay, I think it will look better once it's looping. The main important bit is the core motion of the middle. That feels okay, then it's actually fine. Okay, I'm gonna increase the bob here a little bit. No, it needs to be a gentle motion. Let's bring that down. Try that. That's too big of a... It's too big of a motion. Okay. Bring that back down to 1. Let's just make this... Whoop. Okay, so this will help it loop, and it should ease in the starting motion because it will be a smooth entry into the last frame. I think that feels okay because we don't want a large motion, we just want a very gentle motion because this is just the idle part. Alright, okay. So I think we're just going to go with the same thing. We're just going to do a, like, 1 motion into everything. Cheers to that. Go, like, that and just make sure it's a very mild motion happening here. I'm currently playing with the parameters just to create a very basic, what we could kind of call a breathing motion. So having a bunch of parts just kind of like that. Oh, what? Wait, what? Why is it like that? Hold up. This. Huh? You're supposed to go the other way around. Does the back here need to be a bit bigger of a motion because it's just larger pieces? Or does it actually feel okay as a motion like that? Okay, so we are going to have her side tail pull in a little bit. Which way is it? Just pull in just a tad, and then have it swing back out as she goes back the other way. Huh? Oh dear. Did I not? Oh wait, what? Did I just click on the wrong thing? Oh, I totally did. You back here. Hmm? Wait, move. Let's get it to ease into itself again. Just the usual. Give me this line, please. Just ease that. Then we'll ease it in like that, I think. That's too much. It's way too much. Let's go. Let's bring it out to 1 and just see how that feels as the whole thing swivels away. Actually, wait, no. What I need to do actually is to desync these ones, because these are pendulum motions. So what I actually want to do is I want to grab you. I'm just going to desync you by 2 frames, and then I'm going to grab you. I'm going to desync you by 2 frames. The fact that they all end up back at 0, they start and end at the same point, which is a little awkward. Do I need to desync it by a little bit more? Might be worth desyncing the points by a bit more. Okay, I'm gonna actually pull you forward a little bit. I'm gonna go like that, and then we're gonna pull you a bit further out. Don't know how I feel about I don't want to mess with the motions here anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna give this the first frame treatment. We've got the elbow going in and out. Do I want to do something a little bit with the hands? Just as a basic idle motion, or should that be attached to its own part? Still feel like that should be attached to its own part. Yeah, that's attached to its own part. Okay, get rid of that. I think that will be okay for... I need to get rid of this. Anything else I should know about? Okay, so all of this now, the body, the arm, and the hair. Come on. We're gonna turn that. Wait, this is. Let me just make sure it doesn't grab anything extra. Let's just go from here. Go into here, and then we're gonna template that as a Gura breathing. I just call it a loop, whatever. Alright, let me just move this. So we're gonna put this into here, then we put this into here. Let me just make that into open this in a new window. Close that. So this is over here, this is over here. Okay, sure. This makes it easier to manage. Okay, so then we get rid of all of that. Why did I not get rid of all of that? God damn it. Oh, come on. Because we now have this template, so we can just get rid of all of this crap. Get that out of there. Okay. Let's go with... Okay, I need to mess with the eyes at some point, but for now, let's go into... Not the eyes, the hands. I'm going to go into the eyes. I'm just going to create a basic blinking loop here. So basically it'll start from 0 and then it will end at 0. And partway into this, let's just say it takes the full 4 seconds. So at 60 frames we're going to close the eyes. We're going to just level it out on the two edges here a little bit more. We're just gonna bring you out to like here. Where's this about? This is about 48. Let's bring it down to like 45. We about here, right? Let's just say you're at -10. Then at 7. No, let's say at about 65. We're gonna go -10. Let me just let this ease itself back out. So the main thing to note about this is that this is not going to be looping straight away. This is the only bit we're concerned about is the eyes closing, holding for a moment, and then opening again. So let me just wait. Come on, go this way. Do I want that motion to be shorter to opening the eyes? I think I actually want that to be shorter. Let's bring this towards the end of the motion. Let's just say about here, sure. I think this motion needs to be quicker. Let's say this motion finishes within 3 seconds. Did I just do it this way? Let's just say we want to finish the... Please select everything. We want to finish this within 3 seconds, so let's just say we're going up to it here. I think this motion needs to be more like this. Do I need to create a buffer? Do I need to hit a point quickly? Well, I just need this to be quicker. I think it just needs to be quicker. Let's have this whole motion finish within 2 seconds. Let's just give it an arbitrary number for now, just so that we can see what's happening within that change between 2 and 3 seconds. Looks a little bit clunky right now, but keep in mind that there will be extra motions going around this at the same time, so it's not just going to be the eyes moving. I need to pull that in a bit. This has to be supported by other motions. I think this is fine. So we'll just call this one round of eye blink. So let's just call this idle blink. So this is just if we don't want to control the eyes at all, this is how she's gonna blink. Okay, then get that out of there. I do want to have a very basic bit of the hand opening and closing, so I am going to just go like that and go like that. We're going to get rid of the elbow and arm bending portion for here. So let's just say over the span of 4 seconds, so same as the breathing. We might use this with the breathing, maybe not. This could actually be desynced so that it all kind of merges together. The goal, I think, is to have about a 20-second loop. So just a completely random number, but that makes it so that 2 seconds, 4 seconds, and 5-second loops all work within that time frame and should allow things to seamlessly loop. It also gives a lot of time for singular things to occur within the world, essentially. So let's just say we want to I'm just gonna reorder this a little bit. Hold on. Where is Gura? Hand. Okay. Let's just go thumb next to thumb. Thumb next to thumb, please. Forefinger, forefinger, middle, ring to ring, and then move. So that's all next to each other now. That should rearrange all of this crap. Okay, good. We only have an out motion here, so I think we'll bring it out to about the middle of the Let me just throw in a bunch of random values here. Ideally, I don't want this to be synced, so I'm just gonna really just toss in a bunch of values here. Just see how it feels. Huh? Oh, you move, please. Okay. Hello there, how you doing? Okay, so we're gonna desync all of this a little bit. So let's just say that the thumb occurs early, the forefinger occurs a little later. Let's say the middle finger is the bit that occurs about the same time. And let's just say, I don't know, something like that. Does that need to be a bigger motion? I need to be just more aggressive with this. I feel like I'm being pretty aggressive with this already. What? Why did it just pop me a eye curl? Hold on. What was that? Was it this? Ah. Oh dear. Do I have a stray parameter somewhere that I don't know about? I feel like I should have told me, because that would have been over 3 parameters. I think I just need to desync everything here. Why's my pinky not moving at all? Wait. It doesn't move. Oh, this is because I'm bringing the pinky in a bit. So this is also intended to be a idle motion. I think the best way to go about this is actually to not use the joint motion on any of the fingers apart from the thumb, because that's the only one that really needs it. They will just work around twiddling the fingers a little bit over the idle motion period. Also, I think this might be better if we put this over the 5-second period. Is there another number that works? Because well, they got the 30. Wait, no, 30 doesn't divide by 4. Is there a number that divides by 2, 3, 4, and 5? Hold up. 50? No, not 50. Because 40... 20... I don't want the duration to be too long, because then that just becomes really annoying to work with. 2, 3, 12, 15, 20... It just does it. So I try and keep everything between the 1, 2, 3, and 4, because I think that's actually probably more realistic. Okay, let's try bringing this down to 3 seconds. Just see how that feels. So we want to go from here to here. Just gonna grab everything here. We're gonna pull it down to 3 seconds. So like here. Just have the fingers twiddle a little bit out of sync. Realistically, what's going to happen is that this is going to be attached next to the breathing motion. So actually, let's just say this is okay for now, because honestly, this is kind of hard to look at without anything else. Let's just say Gura finger idle. Let's just say it like that. In theory, what should happen is that when we have both the let's just do that, put that there, just do that. When we have both the breathing loop and the finger idle, let's say we bring let's just throw all of these in for a moment, just to kind of demonstrate within a set time frame. Let me just move the blinking one a little bit. Where's the blinking? Let's say the blinking occurs like partway into this, because it's about a 2-second motion. Let's just say the blinking is like right in here. So basically within the 4-second motion, we'll kind of have the hands moving a little bit. The whole body will be moving, the hair will be moving, the arms will be moving. Have a little bit of motion in the hands. And if we switch it out to 12 seconds right now, or all fit, because we have a 3-second loop, a 4-second loop, and a 2-second loop. So if it's within a 12-second frame, we can actually have this loop all the way through in the set way. That kind of makes sense. I have to adjust the start and the ends a little bit, but that's not really a problem. Okay, so let's just get rid of everything. Ah, jeez. Was that always in there? Whatever. Let's just grab everything. Hello there. Hold up, I'm gonna look at that in a moment. Let's just bring this way up. Come on. There we go. I don't know if that was a follower or a subscriber. Alright, hello to the new fellow on the YouTube side. Okay, so that is that bit done. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Alright, so you can kind of see the bubbles that are spread out along the bottom. There's a bunch of idle parts that also include things like the fish. Okay, so we want the fish to desync when they're moving. I think we're gonna control the moving directly in the animation loop. Probably... okay, so this is basically what it looks like when a fish moves over her body. So we've just got the shadow of a fish on top. We can kind of have a motion on the fish that exists. I think the fish moving is going to be controlled directly, but we're going to set up a basic fish wiggle that I think we're going to do this over just a second. So we'll insert 2 keyframes for each fish into here. I'm going to insert the end keyframe into here. And then about here, we're going to go whap, whap. That's not going to work. What we're going to do instead is we're going to have this go whap, this go whap, and then at the end of the second, we're going to have this thing go whap. No, at half a second, we're going to have this thing go whap, and this thing go whap. Then at the end of this, we're going to bring it back to whap and whap. We're going to use the maximums. This is a shadow. Honestly, the deformer doesn't really work very well because it's a blurred shadow on top of Gura's body. So, essentially what this does is that when a fish is on top of her now, let's just bring a couple of the fish so that they're kind of positioned on top of her. During the 1 second where things are happening, you can kind of see that the fish tail is now moving. Basically that will be combined with the fish moving over the top of her. We're going to desync these a little bit. So let's just say this is like this. Actually, let me just bring this bit out. And let's just give... Okay, let me just do it a smart way. Let's go... So I'm going to just copy that. We're going to paste... We're just going to go ahead and paste it in the next frame over, then bring it back a frame. Paste it into the next frame over, bring it back a frame. And then paste it in the next frame over and bring it back a frame. Roughly this should be about here. So let's just give it a start frame per se. And we'll just give this an end frame. So effectively what happens now is that you'll see on her body that the shadows are moving. Obviously it's a shadow, we don't want a clear image of a fish, otherwise I probably shouldn't have gone with the airbrush, but we just want the fish to kind of wiggle while they're on top of her body. Doesn't look very good right now because of the way the curves are happening, but you get the general idea from the middle portion of this motion where the fish are just wiggling. And I haven't set it up correctly, so hold on. Yeah, I totally haven't set it up correctly because it's not supposed to be like that. It should actually be like that. Let's give it the arbitrary end frame here and just give it the arbitrary start frame here. So kind of see that the fish are in motion, kind of. So basically they're just swirling around, they kind of look like they're swimming. And that will be combined with the motion of the fish actually going over the top of her body. And that is how we're going to simulate having some fish cross over the top of her. Regardless, we're gonna save one cycle here. We're gonna save one cycle here as let's see, fish swim. Let's just save Gura fish swim. That's the ones that are on top of Gura. Got another set that's on top of the shark, but that's fine. Okay, so let's just get that out there, please. Do we want to do some idle things to lights? So right now, the lighting... let's just have it cross over this whole thing a little bit, maybe. I feel like I need the lights to be on to have the shadow, actually. Let's just say that the shadow's like here, so that the light contrast is hard against the shadow. And then when you get to a point where the lighting is weaker, we're actually going to... Do we want to bring the shadow up, or do we want to bring the shadow down so that everything contrasts is less? We want to bring the shadows down so everything contrasts is less. I'm just gonna grab this and put this over here and just shift that in front. Okay, what's happening here? Let's have a look at this. So we're relying on the parameter to actually control the full range of 0 to 100 right now. So we're bringing the lighting from close to the max to about a third. And we bring the shadow alongside that from contrasting at about half shadow to about a 10th of the max. Do I want the shadow to be more aggressive at here and here? Can I grab both of these at the same time? No? Please? Let me bring it up a little bit. That's a lighting, hold up. Let's just say that we bring the shadow so that it's contrasting more aggressively against her. I want the shadow to stay a bit darker. So that's just dark when the light's on. But the contrast isn't like extreme when the light's not there. Do I have a control point for... So I have a blue filter that goes on top of her. I think I'm going to give this a filter as a control as well. Okay. Aquarium light. I'm just going to add a blue filter. We're just going to attach it to a deformer. And let's just turn U up to maximum. Give this like that, and then we will give it to the deformer, and then on the deformer, when this is minimum, we'll go. Okay, so basically, this means that when the light is bright, we actually want the filter to not be particularly strong, so that the light is shining through. We can see through the blue dim lighting that is occurring. But when the lights get weak, we want to, in turn, increase the dimness of the blue coming through on top of Gura. I should probably add a another filter to the back too, shouldn't I? Do I have a glass layer actually? Oh, I did. Hold on, let me just. Not you. Out of frame. Did have a glass thing, didn't I? Just close Gura, foreground. I have a glass layer. It's currently an add layer. Probably it would be better if I added some proper lighting layers into the inside of the tank. Let's what's basically deal this? Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna make a copy of this glass layer. We're going to turn this into a multiply, and we're going to call this water filter. It's not quite the right color, but it'll get the job done. Then we're going to call this water glass water. I should probably do these as rotation deformers so they use up this memory. And we'll call you glass. Alright, then we're just going to turn both of you up to 100. And instead, we're going to control it from here. Let's just... You can be yellow, let's say. We're just gonna give it 2 parameters, basically, water, water filter, and then we'll also replicate that and call this glass light. So for the glass water, we're going to go like that. We're going to not do that. What needs to go from? Do these like this. Okay. So we're gonna basically tell this to go when you're at 0 to go down to like that. 0. Wrong one. Actually, well, no, that's fine. We'll just do that. We'll do that. We'll say change to, if I can find it, water filter. Then on the glass, once again, do this properly. I'll bring this out to this. Okay, so that basically gives us control over the inside of the tank a little bit. So basically, we'll go like that, or we'll just give it 2 frames here. So like when it gets, where's Gura's lighting parts? Where's Gura's lighting parts? Oh, it's right off. Let's say that when it gets darker on top of Gura, we're going to turn down the lighting. We're going to turn up the filter a little bit. So that it just feels like everything is getting darker and then it lights up again. Similarly, we're gonna just go through these parts real quick. We're going to do the same thing to the shark where... okay. Where we're going to basically bring down the shadow and bring down the lighting at the same time, so there's just less contrast. So basically, this should give the whole scene a little... That's aggressive. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this out over 10 seconds. So basically this will occur slowly over the duration of 10 seconds. Might be a little bit aggressive. Hmm. So it gets dark, and then essentially it lights back up. Oh, do I need to... Then in theory, the shadows of the fish swimming overhead should actually fade out if this is occurring. Because there's not as much contrast happening overhead because there's no light casting a shadow down. How do we deal with that? Okay, so that means that in here, because all of the sharks here, not the sharks, the fish shadows, they have a deformer above which I can use, so we're just gonna use this. Let's go do another parameter like this. We're gonna call this one fish shadow opacity. I don't have a good name for this, so we'll just call it that. We'll go like that, and then when it's 0, we're just gonna turn this all the way down. Similarly to the shark here. Fish shadow opaque. Blah blah blah. Shark lighting fish. Put this into the deformer. Fish shadows like so. And when this is turned all the way down, turn them off. So, basically when this is currently in motion, we want to have fish shadow be very visible at the starting point. Have it not be so visible at the darkest point. Like, you might still want to see something, but you don't want to see a lot in general here. So normally it looks like that, but we don't have as much of a light casting down, so let's just say it's like, yeah, like you can kind of vaguely make out if something passes over her, you can kind of see it going over the top of her like so. But it's very vague. Do that to... Where's the shark? Similarly, we want them to be very visible here, very visible here. And then when you're going over the top of the shark, you kind of see it there. We're going to just turn you down. Still want you to be very vaguely visible. Actually, you shouldn't be as visible at all, right? Like so. Okay, we're just gonna make this into a template for lighting idle. I don't know, let's just say 10-second loop. Actually, let me bring you to like here. That's separated from that. Do I separate that more so that it's Hmm. Okay, so get rid of all of that crap now. Ah. Oh yeah, that's a slight problem. We're just gonna give you a default of like -9. And we're gonna give you a default of like -7, just to make it just easy to work with. And we're going to give you a default of like -5-ish. Okay. Okay. Alright, I think that should be okay for the lighting portion. So I want to give the shark some basic motions here as well. So let's just say shark, let's make a folder there. How much should the shark be moving? So the shark actually has some very basic motion. We're gonna just kind of make it wobble a little bit. Let me just drop this back down to like 4 seconds. So over the span of 4 seconds, we wanted to like tilt one way, we wanted to tilt another way. We want the it to move a little bit back and forth and up and down as it rotates. So it's just kind of bobbing up and down in the water is kind of how I envisioned it. I might need a couple of variations of this. Well, that's Well, that's gonna be a bit of work. This is going to need to be combined with some tail motion here. Let's just insert the keyframe to the folder. And insert the keyframe to the folder here. Let's just swish you back and forth a little bit. Actually, you should probably start from like here. Because of the way this works. Has to start from... Has to be triple motion, doesn't it? I feel like that's too much. Okay, I'm gonna definitely need to change how the light goes over the top of the shark. You kind of very clearly see a shape forming around it. That's Yeah, I'm just gonna toilet. All right. Okay, so what is currently the biggest problem? I think it's this gigantic motion, right? So if I just... Let's just say that my starting position starts at like 2. My ending position similarly ends at 2. And then we once again give it a triple rather than a double motion. This might be too much though. Might want to just bring this in a little bit instead then. Um. I actually gotta put the lighting and the shadow inside the shark position so that, at least for now, the shape of the lighting won't just randomly leak onto the shark in a way it's not supposed to. This will kind of force it to move together, so yikes. Yeah, let me sit down. Is it better if I just tell the lighting to not flip over the top of the eyes? I think the tail needs to be completely separated from the shark's actual motion, just to desync it a little bit. If I have the 24 seconds, let me loop 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and 4 seconds. I think I actually want to slow the tail motion down, so... What I can do is actually go pop this out, and then go like this. Then pop this out, pop this out, and then go like this. Not that. Not that. This. That'll give me a much slower tail motion. That's too slow. Oh dear. At least the X probably needs to move quickly, right? The Y can do whatever, but the X should move a little quicker. Alright, well, I'm just gonna save this one now, just so that I have a template. But I think we're not gonna keep this. Or at least it's not gonna keep it in its current form. I'll just say shark, worm idle. Doubter. Okay, I want to just give it a basic motion over the span of maybe 2 seconds. That's good. So about 2 seconds, about up to here. No. If I want to have that much motion, I think it's better if I stretch out this. This is too big. This is too big. This is still too big. I want this to be an idle motion rather than a very large motion. Ideally the Y for this should be bigger. This is kind of effectively going to act as the shark's breathing. Actually, do I even want the Y? I might just not want the Y. I just have the Z. But I just want the Y, actually. No, I just want the Y. Get rid of Z. So this basically gives the fins a little bit of idle motion. Well, motion might be a little big. Is it a little big? Or does it cause it? We'll keep that for now. Alright, template that into sharp idle. Do I want to mess with the seaweed right now? Oh dear. Alright, let's give the old weed a little bit of a mess around with. Alright, so want to insert a frame here, insert a frame here. Bring that in the frame. I'll give it a whole bunch of arbitrary values for now. I'll probably desync them a little bit later. And just find out how hideous this is before doing anything else. That's aggressive. Oh, this is something that can be shushed out longer. Because if I use 24 seconds as the target loop time, then I can also use 6-second and 8-second loops. And 12 seconds. Actually, I can't use 10. I need to shush up my 10 to like a 8 or a 12. Because this is something that will have to constantly happen the whole time. How did I get this thing to swivel the right way? Was it just having everything on the same side? I'll throw in a bunch of random values for a moment. Oh wait, I have a set of top, middle, and then bottom. Right. Let's go into here. Let me just go down to like here. What? That's not what I'm trying to do, please. Middle one, top one. Why? By the way, that's correct. Okay. Let's just say we de-sync this a fair amount. Indeed. Okay, that's gonna need a bit more work, but that's all the time I have for today, so, okay, so, a whole bunch of templates are done now for the old animation. Unfortunately, it's still the general fact that the templates are really hard to organize while working in Live2D. I literally have 2 folders open here just so that I can drag them and rearrange them right now, which is incredibly stupid. But either way, this is going to continue for a little while. All of the things that need a idle loop need to be done first before I get into the more focused parts of what needs to be done. Or more like the one-off motions that need to occur. So, either way, it's going to continue for a while because I need to get the seaweed to wiggle correctly, and then I need to get the seaweed here to wiggle correctly, and then everything else probably needs a couple adjustments. And then it'll probably work out the 24 currently planned second loop. Once again, that basically gives me freedom over 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 6 seconds, and 8 second looping parts. So there should be a way to span out the things moving quicker and slower than each other. Obviously, things like blinking and maybe some mouth motion does not need to follow that. That's going to be probably adjusted within the animation itself. Individually, or I might have a basic template and then adjust it from there. I think it's probably better if I make a template for it, but I will see. It's getting somewhere. You know what, let's actually just make a template here real quick of the seaweed. This is what the rock help idle. Let me just dump absolutely everything in. So let's just say we're going to throw in the lighting loop. We're going to throw in actually not the we're going to throw in the breathing loop, the finger idle, the fish swim. Does not matter. Let's just say we throw the idle blink for a moment, and then we're just going to throw in the 2 shark parts, and this should wait, does it remove everything else? No, it doesn't. Okay, so let's say this is our current 4-second loop of everything just like thrown in there without any control. Everything only loops once, obviously. Everything needs to be desynced. The lighting isn't working properly because it's supposed to be a closer to 10-second action. Where's the lighting? You see like the midpoint of the lighting is like way out of frame. But you can kind of see within the first 4 seconds like everything moving together, if it is to move together, or the parts that need to move together anyway. Realistically, everything needs to be desynced so that it's not all occurring together every single time to some extent. That would generally happen over the full 24 seconds of what I think would be the most ideal way to set it up, just so I don't need to crunch a bunch of numbers, determine how to get everything to loop seamlessly. Alright, but either way, that will do it for today's session of Live2D animation. Had a couple of parts changed up inside the modeling portion as well, but it's mostly just controlling opacity, so that's fine. But either way, if you want to see more of this, remember to be subscribed or follow, depending on where you're watching from. Leave a like, cause that helps me out, and I shall see you all next time.